Get that fucking thing away from me! Hello, and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey, chapter 164. It is the first day of the week, aka the Vulcan Raven workout. I'm on my way to the gym, and I'm feeling good. I cannot wait to do this workout. I am excited. But anyways, hope to God it's not too full, but it probably will be. To the main subject matter today. I cannot believe I'm going to talk about this, but it has come up a couple of times right now because it is spooky season right now. Is right around the corner. By the time that this comes out, spooky season will be in full effect, so I might as well talk about it now because I couldn't not think about this. But I hate animatronics. I genuinely hate them. I'm not very much a fan of them. Real life ones, okay? I'm not gonna say like something like Five Nights at Freddy freaks me out or something like that. No, that's a kid's game, let's be real here. That's with the jump scares. It's bullshit. That game particularly pisses me off, but for a different reason, for a different day. That's a whole other thing. I don't even want to discuss that here. I want to discuss animatronics. I hate animatronics. I hate them so much. Like, genuinely dislike them. I don't like them at all. There aren't that many things that I hate, but also have a grand, weird fear of that it's like a hatred and fear at the same time. I don't know why. Lifelike things that move around on their own, no, I don't like it. Even if it's non-lifelike, I just don't like it. Something about it rubs me the wrong way. I cannot do it, per se. I'm not a huge fan of them. They piss me off, but they also make me like, whoa, what the fuck? And now there is probably a term for this entire, like, is a phobia or per se, but I'm not like necessarily scared of them. I'm more so, well, I am scared of them, but I also want to dismantle them at the same time. It's like a hate hate. I don't know. That sounds like a name of like a 90s metal band, Fear Hate or some shit like that. Fear this, remember that thing? This is such a random thing. This is only coming up because I'm seeing more and more houses getting decorated for Halloween. Right now, the big trend is giant statue things. So like, we pass by a house every day now when I'm driving back home from work, and I get I see there's like a house that has like two like 12-foot giant skeletons, and then they have like a 7-foot werewolf by their front door, and that werewolf is usually at Costco now. So I'm like, oh geez, I have to deal with this shit at Costco. It's something that I guess I'll go into more detail on the inside when I go on the voiceover. I'm just gonna say this: I don't necessarily hate the trend per se, because some of the things are actually really fucking cool. Like, I'm actually genuinely like it, but this wasn't always the case. I will say that, and I'll probably get into some history and just general things about it. But there aren't that many things that I wouldn't say irrationally afraid of, but this would probably be the number one. I do not like animatronics. I do not like them at all. I wouldn't say I'm the only person in the world that's like that. I don't think it's necessarily that common, but I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments below. But anyways, look at that, you being a YouTuber. But anyways, with that being said, we'll get into more detail on the inside. Alright, so started this day off with lat pull downs, which were pretty good. They felt fine. But anyways, back to the main subject matter, which at this point now it's been way past, well, it's not that way past, but it's past spooky month, aka October, so it's kind of useless now but to talk about this, but it is what it is. It's now a subject matter that I was going to talk about eventually, so I might as well talk about it now here. I really do hate animatronics. I really do hate them. I don't like them. I wouldn't say they freak me out, but I'm just not a huge fan of things that are moving robotically. Am I afraid that they're going to come alive and all of a sudden try to eat me? Not necessarily. I think what it is that when they are huge and lifelike and real, I think it feel like they're real. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they're supposed to do in theory. But I don't like it. It just freaks me out. I think it's just ever since when I was a kid, there was something that was always something that would freak me out back then, and it just stayed with me forever. Now, am I as bad as I once was before? No, not nearly as much. I'll ride on rides that have animatronics on them and things like that. There is an example of one later on in this video, but I'll talk about another one, which was a bunch of animatronics in the Men in Black ride over in Universal Studios. I would say that one had a lot of animatronics. And the thing about it is that I'd rather have animatronics in a ride rather than screens. That's something I've learned, because the screens really do suck and take it away. I'd rather just be slightly afraid of what the fuck I'm looking at rather than just having a bunch of screens. It's really not that good, but that's a whole other story for a whole other day, really. I looked it up because I was curious about it, and it is called automatonophobia, which is a fear of automatons, wax figurines, humanoid robots, and audio animatronics, or other figures designed to represent humans. No, that's not necessarily what I dislike. I'm thinking of like giant spiders that are like moving in like side to side on a ride or something like that, or giant things like that. Not necessarily lifelike creature lifelike things, just straight up like just animatronics in general. I don't even think it has to be that deep. I just think I'm just not a huge fan of it. It doesn't even have to be necessarily human. In fact, if it's human, I'm actually more okay with it. If weirdly enough, it's the things that are not human, I'm like, ugh, this is weird, I don't like it. It's like an uncanny valley, that effect that I'm not a huge fan of, and it always freaks me the fuck out. I never understood why, though. That's the one thing that is kind of frustrating to me, is that I don't know why these things freak me out. Maybe they are meant to freak people out. I think that's the main purpose of it. I think they are meant to be lifelike and freaky enough and like in a weird, uncanny valley where you're like, is this real? Am I freaking out because my brain thinks this is real? I don't know. It's weird. It's not like human. It doesn't necessarily even have to be human-like, but if it's like something along the lines of like an animatronic on a ride or something, they can freak me out. It just depends, really. And also if they are actually doing something as well. To go back a little bit, there's a animatronic at the very end of the King Kong ride at Universal Studios, and it's just his head. There's nothing else going on. It was huge and kind of freaky looking, but it was just his head moving. It wasn't even that crazy. So that was one of those examples of an animatronic that was just kind of boring. It was like a, whoa, this is huge, okay? And the rest of the ride was just screens. So, I mean, that's a perfect example of something like that. But there is something about just the unnatural movement of it that just triggers like a, ugh, get this away from me. That's the main thing. Get this fucking thing away from me. And I think that's the main thing about it, is I don't want this near me. Get this freak out of here. Boo. And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed. None. Exercises skipped. Also none. Got everything in, thankfully. Didn't do anything from Friday, which I probably should have done, but it's already running late, so I just want to get home. And also, just to be funny, because it happened during one of the sets of neck extensions, the weight pinched my balls. So that was a fun little moment to be like, don't punch your balls, don't pinch your balls, don't touch your balls, don't touch your balls, because I was trying so hard to hold on and be like, everybody's gonna look at you if you already have this headgear on, so it's gonna be even more exacerbated while you're trying to grab your nuts. So I didn't, and I just sat there in pain, but it is what it is. But anyways, with that being said, back to the main subject matter at hand. Ball busting myself for being afraid of animatronics and or just giant fake things. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I don't know what it is about animatronics. Just do not like it. Not like it at all. To give you an example of this, Universal Studios, the Harry Potter ride, the one where you're in Hogwarts, that was a fucking nightmare. I hated that ride so fucking much. But yeah, there's a lot of different reasons why I hated that ride. They're talking about like giant animatronic spiders and fucking dementors. Okay, I was like, all right, fuck you. I'm out of this ride. I do not want to watch this shit for any fucking reason whatsoever. So Oh geez, there's a biker behind me. That's just a personal gripe of mine. I hate it and I don't like it. Does it give me the yeeps? A little bit. The main reason why I wanted to talk about this topic was because it is such a irrational thing, and I think that most people have their one really weird irrational thing, whether it be clowns or horror movies, spiders, things of that are just like, okay, I mean, I get it, but okay, where they're afraid of it, and there is just like some weird deep-rooted like level of like fear and hatred, but like that's all together in there somewhere because for this object or thing. Personally, it's more of a, do you know what yours is and why? For me, I may or may not know why, but I definitely know it's animatronics. I fucking hate them, and I don't know, I think I know why, but I don't know 100%, but they are something that I do not like. But I still love Halloween, and I still like seeing them because they are cool, but I'll see them from a distance. And with that being said, tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about this, or just in general, fears, I guess. I'm not going to go into actual fear itself, because that's a whole other subject for a whole other day, but this is just more of an irrational fear than anything. Or just, you know, animatronics or things like that. If they freak you out, if they don't, I'd like to know more about that. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back on tomorrow with a new video. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this video with anybody who may or may not like it. Thank you very much again for watching. I will see you in the next one. Keep it heavy. Stay safe out there. Peace!